exciting. The action, fast-paced. And when it comes to MCs, Jim Perry's an ace on Cut Charts. And here's the host of Cut Charts, Jim Perry.
Thank you very much. Thank you. And welcome to Cut Charts. Nice to have you here. What a handsome group. You look pretty good at home, too. Thank you. And the opening poem was sent in by Mrs. Dale Babcock of Hawley, Pennsylvania, watching on WBRE-TV, Channel 28. Thank you, Mrs. Babcock. Now let's play along as we open the board and get to the cards. Go ahead. Janice and Lois will load in the cards, and we'll meet our card chart. John Miller, nice to see you again.
Oh, good to be here.
Won't you again remind us about yourself?
Okay, my name is Dawn Miller, and I live in Mission Viejo, California. I work for the post office. I have 4 children, 3 boys and a girl.
And you've been a very good player here.
Oh, I'm having
one
fun.
show, one
Yes.
trip to the money cards, $9,300 for Dawn. Nicely done. Our challenger is Tina Flores. Hi, Tina.
Hello,
Nice
how
to
are
see you
you?
again. I'm fine. Won't you again remind us about you?
Of course, I'm Tina Flores. I live in Los Angeles. I was born in New York, in Manhattan. I was raised in Venezuela, and I study French and Portuguese.
And French, Portuguese, English,
Yeah.
you speak them over. You're a little
And
nervous
Spanish?
now. You were a little nervous with the last year. Relax now, Tina, all right? You're among friends. There are no enemies out here.
Okay.
You relax, have a good time. You both cut the cards?
Yes?
Then let's pick up where we
Sure
left
did.
off. We play the best 2 out of 3, and as we left off, game 1 went to Dawn, the champion, and now looking at the board in game 2, Dawn with a 2, good base card, but she needs 4 cards. Tina near the middle with a 9, needs only 2 cards to tie up the match, and it's question 2 going to Tina. Tina, we surveyed 100 inmates in San Quentin prison, and we asked them, tell the truth, were you framed? How many inmates claimed they were framed?
Well, I would say that it's going to be a high number. Because, well, can you tell me what frame is?
Oh!
I don't know what frame.
Frame? Oh, I'm glad you asked. No, we never want you to misunderstand the question. Framed is like they didn't do it, but somebody said they did it,
Oh,
and
gosh.
they were convicted of a crime they didn't do. So how many inmates claim that they're there for a crime they didn't do?
Okay, now I know what to say. Yeah. I think it's going to be a fairly high number because no one wants to say that they did it. And sometimes they did it, but they don't want to recognize that. I would say that it's like 56.
56. See, once you understood it, no problem at all.
Okay.
She says 56 out of 100.
Okay, the way I'm feeling about this is, when they're on trial, they may say they're framed, but deep down inside, they know if they really did it. And I think that they're going to admit they did do it, and the number's going to be lower.
Lower than that?
Yeah.
It's lower, you'll play your cards. If not, Tina plays hers. Get the answer right on the head, it's a $500 bonus. The actual number of inmates who claim they were framed is 46. A little lower. Dawn has it. Dawn was just catching up to do
We'll
with
keep
a
that
great
card.
base
It's
card.
going to be higher.
Higher than the 2. Yes, a 6.
Higher.
Risking it higher. Yes, a 9.
Freeze, freeze,
Now
freeze.
we've got a dead tie. Both players with a 9. Question 3 goes to Dawn. Dawn, we asked 100 men. When you were growing up, did you ever have to stop before a girl said no just because you didn't know what you were supposed to do next? How many men did have to stop because they didn't know what to do next?
I love this question.
Brings back memories, huh, Dawn?
Well, I don't want to admit anything, so I'm going to say that probably pretty many men would have to admit that they probably did, do that. I'm going to say the number is maybe 48.
48 out of
Yeah.
100 men had to stop because they didn't know what to do next, Tina.
Well, I think it's going to be lower because it has to be lower.
Lower.
Yeah.
Because they're doing what comes naturally, right, Tina?
Well, they want to try to see what comes next. If they don't know, that maybe the woman will know what to do.
Somebody's got to
Someone
know.
has to know, yeah.
48 and lower. The actual number of men who did have to stop before a girl said no because they didn't know what to do next is 37. You're right, Tina. It is lower. Somebody better know. You've got a 9. You win the question. You can change it. The 9 to a king. Lower the king. A 10.
I'm going for it. Lower.
You can tie it up if it's lower. Yes. See, all it took was a question about romance, the international language. We've got a tie. The tiebreaker coming at you right after this. We're tied. 1-1. Tiebreaker. Just 3 cards up there. 3 questions here. And we start the tiebreaker with a question to Tina. Tina, we found 100 women who support the women's liberation movement. And we asked them, which would please you more? If your daughter became a doctor or if she married a doctor? How many feminists said they would prefer that their daughter became a doctor?
Well, with all the movement liberation, I'm sure that they will prefer her daughter being a doctor because there is going to have a job and something to go for it. I would say that it's like 89.
89 out of 100 feminists said they wanted to be a doctor.
Okay. I think the number will be high because they would want their daughter to be independent and to have that good job. But I think it's going to be a little bit lower than that. I think there's still going to be a few more who'd say, yeah, it'd be nice if they married a doctor.
I think she went just a little too high.
Yeah, just a little bit.
The actual number of feminists who would rather have their daughter become a doctor is 88 by 1. It is lower. Tina just missed the $500 bonus, and she missed the first crack of the cards. Dawn with a 7.
Change that card.
Big change with just 3 cards. A queen.
Okay, lower.
Lower than a queen. A 9.
Freeze.
Freezing on it. Somebody said go for it, but she decided to freeze.
I know, it's a hard decision, you know.
Yes, it is. Dawn, we found 100 married men who have gone on a second honeymoon. And we asked them, did you get more sleep on your second honeymoon than you did on your first? How many men did get more sleep on their second honeymoon?
Okay, on my first honeymoon, we didn't get any sleep. And since we don't see a lot of each other because we work opposite shifts, if we had a second honeymoon, we still wouldn't get any sleep. But I would say that more than likely, the first time around, you would get less sleep. So what? Which way? Which way am I going?
How many men? You don't sound like you get much sleep at all, Dawn.
I don't.
How many men did? And 4 children. You're right.
Yeah.
How many men did get more sleep on their second honeymoon?
How many got more sleep on their second? I'd say 74.
74 out of 100 said they slept better on their second honeymoon, Tina.
Well, I would say that that's too high number because, like, when you get in the first honeymoon, you drink maybe too much. Maybe that will make you sleep a lot. I think it's too high. I would say lower.
Lower?
Yeah.
She just got married, so, you know, she's had...
That's right. She just got me. But I remember the last show. If you were not with us, Tina came down here on her wedding day and auditioned for the show.
Yeah.
So what does she know about honeymoon? 74 and lower. The actual number of men who got more sleep on their second honeymoon is 49. She knows a lot. She's got it. She knew a lot. And Tina starts the tiebreaker with a 10.
Change that card.
Big change for Tina. And a good one. Lower than the ace. A 3. We have a new champion of its higher. Yes! Tina wins it. Tina comes from behind to take 2 in a row. And Dawn, you gotta say goodbye. Yeah, you're not unhappy. $9,300.
Thank you. I had a great...
Dawn Miller. Tina Flores. Congratulations. Now it was worth coming down on your wedding day.
Yeah.
Tina has $200, and immediately we're going to go for a lot more. You cut the money cards before we went on the air?
Yes, sure I did.
Now you relax.
Okay, I will try.
Relax.
I'm going for that money.
Okay, let's go for that money right now. Come on, Tina, let's get over. All right, come on, we're all with you. Relax. Okay, all set?
Yeah. No.
Deal them out. $200 of new money. 3 cards on the bottom line to bet as you will. Up to the second level, we add another $200 of betting money. 3 more cards. Minimum bet's $50 till you get to the top card, the big bet, where you must risk at least half. Now you're on your own, so you don't lose with the double. We'll carry it over. All set?
Yeah.
Good luck. Here's $200. You can change your base card on each level if you need to as well, Tina. Thank you, Lois. We'll start her off with $200. And an 8.
$200 lower.
Whole thing for $400 if this card is lower than an ace. Yes! With a queen.
$300 lower.
$300 lower than a queen. Yes, with a 6.
$50 higher.
She knows what she wants. Minimum bet on that 6, higher than a 6. And she's ready again. $750. And as we move up to 9, we'll give you the other 200.
Change it.
Let's see a good one. You're doing very well with $950. On this level, a
Good!
king.
$800 lower.
$800 lower than the king. Waiting in.
$100 higher.
$100 higher than the 5.
Yeah!
$18.50 and a 9.
$50 lower.
$50 lower than the 9.
No, but I have that.
Great trade for $50 and ace with $1,800.
$1,800 lower.
$3,600 if this card is lower than an ace. Yeah! Well, it was worth coming down on your wedding day. Tina Flores. She was nervous, but she did well. $3,800 worth. We'll be back with this champion and a new challenger right into this. Here comes a new challenger on Card Shark. Lana King. Hello, Lana. Welcome. I'm fine. Why don't you tell us about you?
Well, I'm Lana King. I'm a native Californian. I'm from Southern California. I love it here. I'm a student right now in communications, and I love having a good time. I'm real athletic, and I love the outdoors.
Well, that's super. You're studying communications? Are you trying to get into radio and television and what have you?
Well, I'm into children's stories, maybe children's programming, or writing children's literature, or something that has to do with little bitty minds.
Sounds fascinating. Nice to have you here. Sounds like you could probably deal with Gene Wood very well, as a matter of fact, Lana. You got the cards?
I did, yes.
Here we go. Starting the match with a question to Tina. Tina, we sent our man on the street to Florence, Italy, where he asked 100 men, would you be willing to fight a duel over the honor of a woman? How many Italian men would fight a duel over a woman's honor?
Well, all the Italians are so hot. They love to.
It's
they
a
love
warm
to love,
climate.
And they love to fight, and they love everything. I would say that it would be like 30 out of 100. Yeah.
30 out of 100 would fight a duel over a woman's honor.
I think that number's going to be much higher. Italian men are very macho. They pinch women, and they love women. They're known as lovers, and I think that number's going to be a lot higher than that.
Okay, 30 and higher. The actual number of Italian men who would fight a duel over a woman's honor is 66. It is much higher. Lana has it. So the challenger starts off the match with a king.
Oh, go lower!
Lower than a king, a 4.
Higher!
Risking it higher. Oh no, another 4 is not higher. Tina, break for you and a free chance at a 4 as well.
Higher!
Higher than the 4. A 5.
Higher!
Risking it higher. No. Back to the base card goes Tina. Janice has a lot of spaces to fill in there as no one advanced. Lana, a United States congressman claims that the post office could raise $10 million a year by selling advertising space on postage stamps. That's a fact. So we asked 100 people, if it would cut the cost of mailing a letter, would you approve of putting ads on U.S. postage stamps? How many people would approve of advertising on postage stamps?
I think people would approve to cutting costs no matter what it was for. People are going to use the post office anyway, so I don't see why it would really affect the public. So I'm going to say a lot of people will say 92.
92 out of 100 say they wouldn't like advertising if it would cut the cost.
I agree with that, but I would not like to have like a hamburger in my stamp or something like that, no? I would say it's a little tiny lower than that.
A little lower than that.
Yeah.
It does conjure it. Could you see Fredericks of Hollywood on a 15-cent stamp? I mean, that's just... Yes, it's someone 92 and lower. The actual number of people who would approve of advertising on postage stamps is 66. Tina's right. It is lower.
Okay, I will keep that car and go higher.
Tina says higher than the 4. She's right with a 9.
Please.
And just taking that one card advantage, we'll have question 3 and a good match coming at you right after this. You go to Cal State Northridge where you're studying communications.
Yes, I do. I've been there for a couple of years.
Oh, Erin, come up here. Come up here. Come up here. My baby daughter, gotta tell you, my baby daughter who goes to Cal State Northridge, she just made the dean's list in college.
Yay!
She goes to Cal State Northridge too. How that dummy made the dean? No, that's very nice. Your mother and I are very proud of you. Okay, here we are back to business with Tina with a 9 needing 3 cards. Lana, better base card at king. She needs 4. It is question 3. It goes to Tina. Tina, we asked 100 married men. Have you ever taken one of your wife's birth control pills by mistake? How many men said they have?
I don't think that is going to be a high number. Because there are little tiny ones. They don't get confused with anything.
How big are they?
Oh, little tiny things that you...
Really?
Yes, they get... Yeah. How many did you drink lately?
I'm sorry, Tina, go ahead.
I would say like 18.
18 out of 100 men have taken a birth control pill by mistake.
I think that number's going to be even lower because they come in little packs and you have to...
Little pack.
They come in little packs and you know what day of the week. I don't know this for sure, but I heard that they were little packs. And so I think that it'd be very hard to make that mistake unless it was sitting out somewhere. That number's going to be even lower than that.
Little pack, little tiny...
I don't know for sure, but
I do know one thing for sure. I do know one thing for sure. None of them got pregnant. 18 and lower. The actual number of married men who've taken one of their wife's birth control pills by mistake is 4. That's all it is. Lana, you got it. Lana, you've got a king.
I'm going to go lower.
Lower, she says. Lower it is. Higher than a 3, a 10.
Lower.
Oh, she's risking it, and it pays off.
Freeze.
And now, as we move over the freeze bar, Lana needs 1 card. Tina needs 3. Sudden death. Someone has to win it right here. Lana, we asked 100 men. If you discovered that your boss had fired someone for a mistake that you had made, would you confess? How many men said yes, they would confess? Stop laughing over there, someone on our staff. Lana, how many men said yes, they would confess to the mistake?
Well, I think it's very admirable to confess to your mistakes. However, if your job is on the line and you know you have to make a living, I know someone that was in that circumstance not too long ago,
And he took the
they kept their job. So I think the number is going to be around 42.
42 out of
Right.
100 would confess their mistake, Tina.
I will say lower because, like, I would be very afraid to say it. I'm an honest person, but I will keep that little something for me. I'm not lying
Just-
or anything, but I'm keeping it for me.
Just a little for you.
Yes, sir.
Lower.
Lower than that.
The actual number of men who would confess to the mistake is 77. Not lower, it's higher. Lana, it is sudden death. You've got control. You need 1 card. You could, of course, change the base
I'm
card if
going
you'd
to
like.
let-
Tina needs 3.
Tina can take this.
You're going to pass it. Tina, you've got a 9. Tough base card to start with. You need all 3 cards, so
Let's
here we
go
go.
for it. Lower.
Lower than a 9. Yes, a 5.
Okay. Higher.
Higher than a 5. No, a 4 is not. Lana wins game 1 in sudden death. Game 1 with the challenger. We'll be right back right after this commercial break. Me up and now. We'll finish this match on our next card. But, you know, I was teasing a lot, but I must tell you, no one was a prouder parent than when my daughter made the Dean's List in college. I'm just so proud of her for that. It's just delightful. Some nice people in the studio with us today. We have a group from the Redondo Beach Rainbow Assembly, Redondo Beach, California, right? And from the NBC affiliate in Amsterdam, Holland. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time on Card Sharks.
Caution, Catch-21 fever is catching. Symptoms may include muscle spasms, loss of concentration, sudden mood swings, and feelings of euphoria. Catch the fever. Watch Catch-21 tonight at 7:30, 6:30 Central, only on GSN.